This is a quick message to address what I've heard many people speak about recently, about King Saul being a counterfeit. Yes, clearly, in 1 Samuel 8, it was the people who requested that the Lord give him a king. And the Lord did as they requested. But does that make Saul a counterfeit? No, it doesn't. For example, in 1 Samuel 9, verses 15 through 17, now the Lord had told Samuel in his ear a day before Saul came, saying, tomorrow about this time, I will send thee a man out of the land of Benjamin, and thou shalt anoint him to be captain over my people Israel, that he may save my people out of the hand of the Philistines. For I have looked upon my people, because their cry is, come unto me. And when Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said unto him, behold, the man whom I speak of thee. Behold, the man whom I speak to thee of. This same shall reign over my people. David called Saul the Lord's anointed, in part because the Lord had chosen him. Also in 1 Samuel 10 verse 1, then Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it upon his head and kissed him and said, is it not because the Lord hath anointed thee to be captain over his inheritance? Also continuing in 1 Samuel 15 35 through 1 Samuel 16 verse 1. And Samuel came no more to see Saul until the day of his death. Nevertheless, Samuel mourned for Saul, and the Lord repented that he had made Saul king over Israel. And the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil and go. I'll send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite. For I have provided me a king among his sons. So the people requested a king. It was the Lord who chose Saul. And at the time he was the best available choice. The Lord chose Saul. So he wasn't a counterfeit. Here's some examples of counterfeits. People who the Lord did not choose, but they put themselves in position. Absalom, he made himself king. The Lord didn't choose him. He was a counterfeit. His brother Adonijah, he knew the Lord had chosen Solomon. He made himself a king, even while David was still alive. And a third example, as it is written in Revelation 2 verse 20, Jezebel, who called herself a prophetess, she called herself a prophetess. She was a counterfeit. Also in Revelation 2, the Lord spoke about those who said they were apostles, but they were tried and found that they were not. So Saul was not a counterfeit. He was the people's will to have a king rule over them, but the Lord chose him, which meant he was not a counterfeit.